So I'm back from locals. My performance was, I would consider, a little lackluster. I went 1-2. We had 4 rounds, but one of them was a bye for me. So I'll go through my tournament report here with a little bit of footage. So let's get into it. Round 1 was pretty quick. I was against blue-red ping. The deck is strong. Now, granted, he was able to drop 3 GMs right away, so I mean that's pretty strong, right? He had the whole federation out there. So I think for my deck, blue-white blockers, it's kind of hard to beat that, unless you have a certain couple of cards, and I'll kind of get into that, what I would change after my tournament report here. Round 2 was the bye, so I just went to Daiso for a little bit, picked up some snacks. And then round 3, I played against blue-red ping again. Again, you know, the deck I think can be strong against blue-white blockers. It has a lot of aggression and can trade very favorably into the early blockers, right? So, for example, you play Anksha, it pings 1, and then you can swing into something like Ailstrike, right? And it'll kill it as long as it's not paired. So just that kind of stuff, right? I feel like the blue-red deck, it can get out a lot of aggression. It can, you know, make a lot of use out of your kind of slower start, right? Especially with the deck that I was playing. And if you want to see the full list, go ahead and check out the last video. You can see that I don't really have early game plays, right? I have Zawart, but even Zawart is essentially a level 3, because when I choose to go second, I'm not playing it right away. And then my final game was against the 1 Year War Rush. I did win that one. Part of what I figured out throughout locals was also how to mulligan. I think that is really important. There were a few hands that I kept that had some late game link pairs that I thought, you know, were really great. And they were great hands, but what I didn't realize is, okay, I play 12 pilots. I play a lot of top end. If I don't see that early end in the early game, there's a good chance that I'm not going to draw into it. So it's really important to think about both, and make sure that you sculpt your hand early on for the early game. So that was definitely something that I had learned, and I think it was a really good lesson. I'm just looking forward to, you know, continuing to play, and with that, we can go ahead and get into the changes that I'm going to make to my deck for next week. So it's been a couple of days since my last report here. As you saw, my microphone stopped working, so now I'll kind of get into what I'm going to change for the deck. This is the deck here, and I kind of already have it pre-sorted for the cards that I want to get rid of and what I feel like maybe is worth including. So I think the big thing, right, that I mentioned was I want to be able to beat aggro. It seems like at my locals, there's a lot of aggro. And so I think the cards that do really well against aggro are GM, Perfect Strike, Sword Strike, Hawk of Endymion, and then these are cards. I play this at 1 right now, and I play this at 2. I think I'd like to bump both of these up. This does well against aggro as well, and this, I just think I want to see it a little bit more. So these are the cards that I want to make room for. Now, I think looking at this, Sword Strike, I think is kind of the hottest contender for doing well against aggro. If you have it linked, now it can link with either Kira in the deck or with Mulaflaga. And so if you have it linked, right, you can swing at something and then bounce something else. So that play is pretty strong. Now, what I want to get rid of, I think I'm down to get rid of the Zawart. I feel like these are really low value, kind of like I mentioned in my tournament report. So these I'd like to get rid of. The other kind of package that I want to try running without is the Amuro Gundam package. Now, I think that these cards are insanely strong. However, I don't think that they do as well against aggro because they are going to be swinging in all the time. So the rest is a little bit irrelevant, as well as the repair too. While it's good against little guys, it takes a little while to be online, and then you're rested, and it just at best gets rid of one body, whereas something like Perfect Strike, can potentially get rid of 2, or a well-timed Hawk of Endymion or unforeseen incident can also get rid of 2. So I think I just want to try it out and see how it goes. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to replace the Amuros with the Sword Strike. I'm going to replace the Gundams with the GMs. And then I'm going to play 2 of these. 1 more unforeseen to replace the Zords. And then I'm also going to get rid of 1 Freedom Gundam. Now that leaves me with 1 more in the deck. I still think the card is strong. I just play, a lot of top end. And so I think that I'm going to trade this for a Show of Resolve as well. Now, the one card that I think is maybe a little bit contentious about me keeping in is the Archangel. I don't play as many blockers, and so I think it might be worth getting rid of. However, I think that when this card is strong, it's so strong, right? It really enables some pretty insane plays. So I think because of that, I'll keep it in at least for now, but this could change. I'm not putting in any of the Perfect Strike either, mainly just because it's a level 5, right? I do like it, but at level 5 and the 1 HP instead of 2 HP, it does become a little bit narrow, because especially in the blue red ping, most of the things that you want to get rid of are 2 HP, like the GMs here. So those are my changes. Again, if you want to see the whole deck profile, check out last week's video. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be playing to locals next week.